Morning, Suzuki Science, grade 10. So here we are on day 2, and we have somewhat experienced what it is like to do the online learning piece. We are unable to synchronously talk at the same time, but we are able to at least work through our projects and post them and ask me questions, and then hopefully I answer them. So each morning I'm going to do a little bit of a talk with you, and it might be 2 minutes, it might be 5 minutes. It won't be very long. The Monday or next week Tuesday will be the longest because that will be your classic lesson. So I just want to go over a few things with you and how the remainder of the at least this week and moving on to future weeks will work. So in this first part here, your Padlets. So you guys have done a really good job. By the end of the day, I think the majority of you had put your Padlets on. Some of you did not identify yourself. So when I look at this one here and it says anonymous, there's no name associated with it. So when I do my little check, I'm not exactly sure who posted it. I can see Ekpartik responded, but I don't know who actually posted it together. And looking through the stories here, this cake, that's pretty ultimate. You made that, Juria. Your brother is so fortunate to have a sister willing to put together that much Kit Kat and those many, what is that, M&Ms together. Oh, that looks completely delectable. Codename, I think that's a great game. My oldest bought Codename recently, and we've been playing that a couple of times, along with Uno, family favorite. Fresh Prince, one of my favorite shows from when I was younger, except I had to wait a week between episodes in order to watch it. Nice to see that some of you are reading. I read The Book Thief. I don't know if you're reading it by choice or this is a book that you have to read for school. And I see a lot of Netflixing happening. I see a lot of family games, whether or not it's board games or card games happening as well. We play a lot of card games ourselves. I see organization. And is this your version of going outside, Serena? Is this how you go outside? Okay, it looks like it. That's all right. At least getting out of the house is nice. All right. Now, your activity on the beginning of the week, I'm going to assign something. So this week it happened to be a Monday. Next week will be a Tuesday. And then you will have the week to work on it. So by the end of Friday is when it's due. I know some teachers are releasing information every single day. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they're going to give you, 5-10 minutes of something that they'll talk about, and then they'll release it to you. But I'm going to give you all the work that you have to do for the week on the Monday, the beginning of the week. So your task was to look through the COVID thing that I shared with you and then upload a mind map. You can work on the mind map by yourself, as Mohit has done. And I'll just click on his and we'll take a quick look. So he's put together his own mind map. You have to do a minimum of 3 consequences. He did some global, local, ethical, legal, and social. Right. So that looks good. I'm looking forward to reading that one. And then Juria, in your group, I know that there's a group of you working on it. Let's see, you got Juria, Asanya, and Rajmir. So the 3 of them work together. So they have to complete a minimum of 6 branches. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they've color-coded it so I know exactly who worked on what. What I encourage this group to do, I haven't marked it yet, but I would take a look at the branches. I see there's no interconnections between the branches. So I'd encourage you guys to kind of go back into Mindomo and look for a connection. The other thing I'd suggest that you do in here to make this a higher level is to incorporate some pictures. So, if you're talking about a United Nations, put the United Nations logo, or a building. If you're talking about a social consequence with a farmer, put a farm field, things like that. So that would increase the communication and make it more readable immediately. So I like what I can see. I can't really read it with this size, but I'm sure that you can improve it with some pictures in there. The last question that was asked about this was, do you need to cite? Always cite. It's a good idea to cite no matter what you're working on. There's not really a place on the mind map that you can put a citing section. So I suggest putting that on a separate page and then submitting that separately. So you have 2 files, one with the map and the other one with your reference page, your bibliography, or whatever. Okay, it's a good idea to do. So that is your COVID presentation. So you're hopefully making progress on that. You got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. This week ends on Thursday. Okay, so please be aware of that. And next, each day of the week, we're going to be working on something. So on Tuesdays, I'm generally going to ask you a question. So I'm going to pose up a question. I'm going to have a Google Sheet that you'll see activated on the Google Classroom. And from there, I will, if I have the Classroom open. Yeah. So there'll be a link or something up here, and a Google Sheet will pose a question. And I'd like everyone to contribute an answer. The answer will typically be anywhere from one word to a sentence. It's super short. It's kind of like a check-in for the day. And it should take you about 5 minutes, whatever I pose. It's just kind of a thing for the Tuesdays. That will be Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I'm going to live stream from my home. I have a zoo room with lots of animals, and I can go outside. I live in nature, kind of rural community, and I'll do things outside. So typically around, I think I'm going to do it for 12:10, 12:15, make a round even time. And it'll probably be about a 5-minute, 10-minute live stream. And then you can ask questions on the side. If you want me to do something with the chameleon or the turtle or the tortoise or the axolotl or whatever, then you can ask me, and I will try to make that change and engage you that way. So that'll be Wild Wednesdays, we'll call it. Thursday will be a game or puzzle of some sort. And on Friday, at the end of the week, will be your quiz. It'll be some kind of assessment, some kind of way to evaluate what you've been doing over the week. And that will be something that I will also use as a check-in to see what you've done. There will be end of unit tasks that will be used to determine your grade at the end of this whole learning. But at the end of each week, there will be a little something, and it could be in the form of a Kahoot or quizzes. It could be a word cloud. It could be another Padlet. It'll be something. Okay. So today is Tuesday. It's going to be a question, a challenge, and you're going to look for that on the Google Sheet as well as continue working on your consequence map.